allowing guns to be taken from people deemed an imminent threat.
Nothing about a red flag law interferes with your right to the Second Amendment.
California's new gun law is already being challenged. Last month, the U.S. district judge blocked the law from taking effect, but over the weekend, a federal appeals court put the judge's ruling on hold. There's a surge of flu cases and hospitalizations across the U.S. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention said flu activity is high or very high in 2/3 of the country. It estimates more than 7 million people had the flu this season. Health officials are encouraging people to get their flu shot and see their doctors if they get sick. Solvita is inviting the community to celebrate National and Ohio Blood Donor Awareness Month in Dayton. The event is this Thursday at 8:30 a.m. Solvita said Dayton Mayor Jeffrey Mims will be there to help kick off the event. And during the event, Xenia donor Larry Turner will be inducted into the Princess Covey National Donor Hall of Fame, class of 2023. If you'd like to register to donate, we have a link on our website, whio.com.
And now, your Storm Center 7 forecast. That's weather coverage you can count on.
We've been talking a lot about how it wasn't feeling like December.
Yeah.
Now it finally feels like January.
It does.
And now there's rumblings of the weekend. I mean, we just got to the new year and people are already jumping ahead to the weekend.
Yeah, let's put a little bit of a pause on that. You gotta be careful when you see these long-range forecast trends, long-range, different rumblings and things like that. So everybody knows Plinko, right? You know Plinko?
Oh, of course.
Well, let's break it down a little bit of something I call Forecast O, something a little bit different. So typically, as we all know, you have the Plinko board, just like on The Price is Right. And I kind of modified this from the 6 o'clock a little bit to kind of help a little bit. So we're right up here at the top of the Plinko board right now. We're about to drop that chip down the board. And as you see, it could go any particular way. And you just don't know when you first drop it, right? Well, what ends up happening, these forecast models, they put out one output. It could be 5 or more days away. And what ends up happening is, well, as you drop the chip, it could actually variate from that particular model. So all it takes is one little deviation, one little change in the pattern, whether it's 25 or 50 miles in either direction. That's where you start to get some changes. Now, as we get closer to the day of the event, we have a little bit better idea. So once we get to about 2 days out, we can start to hone in a little bit better on just how much snow we could see. So we still got several days to watch this system. It's not even on shore yet. So nothing to get overly concerned about out there right now. Just some rumblings out there. Just take care of what you share. We take you back out to Springfield, 32 right now in Richmond. Lakeview also checking in 32 there in Logan County. Piqua, you're at 33. Oxford checking in right now at 37. Satellite radar still shows a good deal of cloud cover across most of the Great Lakes. This system out here, all the way out here by Washington, D.C. and Richmond, Virginia, that was this morning's snow, believe it or not, so it's long gone. And high pressure is starting to take control of our weather, but does not necessarily mean we're going to see clear skies right off the bat. It's going to kind of be a slow clearing process. For your Tuesday, mostly cloudy skies to start, and temperatures are going to be a bit on the chilly side, in the lower 30s, maybe even some upper 20s out there as well. 37 by noon, and we should see some sun by the end of the day. Temperatures getting up pretty close to 40 degrees. So out the door tomorrow, we definitely take the hats and the gloves and the coats as well. But the good news is you're not going to need the rain gear. We're not expecting any rain or any snow. Even any drizzle or mist like we had this evening was kind of a gloomy and not so nice evening. But thankfully, we're not looking at that. Here's a look at Futurecast. Through the rest of the overnight hours, you see a few breaks in the clouds here and there. As we get towards early afternoon, we'll finally start to break the gloomy pattern, at least for a little bit, I think. We still may not totally get rid of the clouds altogether, but I think we should see a few peaks of sun. And then we're watching this weekend. Here's a look at what the current forecast model shows. And again, keep in mind, this runs 2, 3, 4 times a day. The system coming up out of the south, does that snow stay more east? Does it stay more west? A little bit of a lower confidence forecast in that right now. So the Storm Center 7-day forecast looks like this: 35 as we get into the day on Thursday. There's a chance of rain and snow for Saturday, and temperatures staying pretty typical for the first week, 2024.
Thank you, Nick. Airlines are cracking down on travelers using a very specific way to save money. It's called